The Movie Health Podcast is proudly supported by Telemoods by eClapper Project Inc. Telemoods recommends which movies and TV series to watch by matching the user's mood and real-time offer of all streaming platforms. Download Telemoods today.
Welcome to the Movie Health Podcast, where we talk about movies and mental health. I'm Catherine, and today I interview Padma S. Padmavathy. Padma has a master's in mass communication and journalism, pursuing her PhD. She currently works as an assistant professor in the visual communication department at SRM Marappuram. She is a PhD research scholar, and her research areas are cinema therapy and film studies, with expertise in film studies, script writing, plus media laws and ethics. Padma has experience as a writer and has also worked in various production companies, from live news to ad films. Welcome, Padma.
Hello, Kathy. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm good, Kathy. I'm very happy and excited to be a guest of this particular episode and looking forward while we're discussing so many things about that movie. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very excited to interview you today. Thank you so much for reaching out to us and suggesting this movie. You chose 12th Fail, which is a
Yeah.
movie from 2023. It's an Indian
Mm,
Hindi language biographical drama. It's directed
mm,
by Vidhu Vinod Chopra, or VVC, who also produced and wrote the movie. It's based on a book written about a man, called Manoj Kumar
mm,
Sharma. It's won many
mm,
awards, and it has many wonderful
mm.
actors that I'd love to hear you more about. But I guess I'm really
Yeah.
curious, what made you choose this specific movie?
Yes, this is a movie. It's very real and relatable movie for every Indian. Uh, yeah. So it's very simple and it is very big-hearted film that that gives a message for human goodness. So this will be. I thought this movie will be an apt movie for this sessions, which talk about movie health.
Yes, yeah. What do you think makes it so good for mental health?
Yeah, I think that this particular movie has a content that every student or every person will go through. Whenever they see a failure, they will get fed up. But in this particular movie, the keyword of this movie itself, retry, that is perseverance. So this movie gives a hope who is getting tired or getting fed up of getting seeing the failures. So I think this movie is apt for for a mental health, or that makes our mood or our mental stability good way, to run in a good way.
Yeah, I agree with you. The movie is ultimately about perseverance and, like you mentioned, resilience. I know that
Mm-mm.
another title for it is A Tale of Triumph. The fact that it's a true story makes it even more powerful and relatable for viewers.
Yeah.
I know that the
Yep.
movie is about a man who basically he overcomes poverty in order to become an Indian police service officer or an IPS officer. He
Mm,
wants to pass the UPSC exam, which is a very difficult exam to pass. A
mm,
mentor, like another character in the film, talks about how only 15 to 20 candidates make it out of around like 200,000 people. So that's a very
yeah.
big accomplishment to achieve that. Um,
Yeah.
and Manoj, who's the main character, he had a history while growing up of cheating, and
Mm,
something that he says to a role model of his as he's growing up is, when an honest man has power, it makes all the difference. I
yes,
think,
exactly.
yeah, this movie really shows the importance of role models and having
Mm,
like a positive mentor to look up to. What did
yeah.
you think of the main character, Manoj?
Yeah, Manoj, it's a, no, as you said, it's a real character. We have Manoj Sharma, Manoj Kumar Sharma is a living example for us. He's the IPS officer here. and it is his story. He's part of journey, like where he came from and what were the struggles he faced while he came up from the rural area. That is like no, it's a very small rural place where Manoj was born and brought up. There are like not many people, or there not even a few, like no few people who came up with a good education. They were like no, they are like no bounded with other kind of course, something like no, they can be a actually, Manoj would be a normal office boy kind of a work, or he would have taken the like no the mafia gang of a local MLA. But he chose like no, he wants to become a powerful man where he can be like no achieve something and make his society go on a good path. So Manoj Kumar for me is a like no real hero with all sorts of characters that makes him like a role model for any youngster. He can relate no, we can relate him to any kind of an youngster who struggles and make up like no to come up in his uh, life to achieve something or to try and get his goal to be done.
Yeah, so I know, I guess a lot of viewers who watch this film talk about how it's very empowering for them to see this central
Mm,
character go through his specific journey, which is a very difficult journey. He has to
yeah.
overcome many challenges, internal and external, including systemic challenges that are outside of his control. He
Yeah.
also deals with, I guess, doubt from others and all of that. And, in terms of his family who believe in him, he has to sacrifice a
Mm,
lot. I like to mention that this film shows, the goodness of people and the fact that he needs to rely
mm,
on the goodness of others in his path.
yeah.
So he meets
Yes,
another
all,
man
yeah,
called Pritam, the
yeah,
narrator. Yeah, what
yes,
did you think
yes.
of their connection, their friendship?
Preetham is like with this whole story in the view of Preetham. He is the one narrates the story. He knows he took Manoj to
Mm.
the path of UPSC exam. Even Manoj doesn't know what is UPSC exam. He came to that place. He came to that place where he want to write grade one exam. It is in another exam where we will be getting a government job. For that only Manoj Kumar comes to Gwalior. But when he met Preetham, he introduced Manoj to the places where he's like no he came to know about UPSC exam and started trying. And Preetham is a character which travels along with him throughout his journey. And he
Yeah,
not only plays them, all the other supporting characters are all has a good positive kind of a view. No one is like no having any kind of negative intention in this movie. That is a real it's an another advantage. Like no we usually have we usually met the people like no we'll meet the people like not always in a negative aspect. We should approach the people, or we should see or understand the people in a positive way. This another uh, thing that we have to learn from this movie is that every each character, even that Gavri Baya, he is one like who tried the exam so many times, and he got like he is the one who supports him and makes him to prepare for this exam. Likewise, like Preetham is also a character. He becomes friend to him and he supports in all his journey. It's a very beautifully pictured uh, character, I guess.
yeah, and the mentor that you talk about, his name is Gauri, right? I'm not sure how you say.
Yeah,
Is it?
Gauri Baya.
Yeah, so he talks about
Yes.
restarting. So there's all these
Ah,
songs about restart, giving the opportunity.
yes.
There's a lot of
Mm,
very good lines in the film, like when he says, "There's no reason to fear. Knowledge is everywhere."
mm,
He's such a
mm,
persistently positive character, and with his
mm,
guidance and support, Manoj is
mm.
able to, inevitably achieve his goal. And
Overcome
he also stresses
all,
the
yeah.
importance of being. Sorry, yeah.
Yes, that's what Gauri Baya is like. No, he uses the word, a keyword, retry. We should not fed up of like no getting into a failure zone. you always we have to retry. That is what this story tells, and like no hits hardly to the audience.
Yeah, and he also says how important it is to be yourself in the interview, the final interview, which I
Mm,
guess is
mm,
the
yes.
last step of thing. And,
Mm,
really, this shows the determination, the sheer determination and will of Manoj. And there's another line which I love where they say, "We never give up. Our will is rock solid." And,
mm,
I think Earl has a little speech, a very impassioned speech in part of the film, where he talks about,
mm,
how important it is to your hopes and dreams, and that our will is
mm.
wealth, and winning and losing is part
Yes,
of life. And
yes.
yeah, it's just really beautiful. And just talking about the other main characters, so I know that Manoj,
Mm.
he has a relationship
And
with Shraddha, who is a character who's
Sharda,
introduced in.
Sharda Joshi. Yeah, 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 Sharda Joshi.
Um, okay, and she, she is another source of inspiration for him. Would you like to talk
Mm,
about her?
mm. Yeah, Sharda Joshi is actually a medical student who not with there, and she'll come here to become an IPS officer, IAS officer. So that it's also an inspiring character where she supports him in all his hard times. He comes and he fights for with their parents to support him, and that is also a character that what audience will think, no, this kind of life partner, if someone gets a life partner like this, anyone can achieve. That is also a positive character where every partner should support each other in their hard times. It also says about it.
Yes, yeah, the importance of a solid partnership and unconditional
Ye-
support. Yeah,
Yes, well,
I know that Gary, he talks about the collective win and victory. So the fact that
mm,
even if one of them or some of them pass, it actually like
mm,
everything wins in that
it's a
way.
victory
And
of that particular society.
yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's really beautiful. I also wanted to mention the music. I think the music,
Ah,
it was very soothing. It had a very
real,
calming
real.
element.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Is there a particular scene that you would say is your favorite from the film?
Yeah, many are there. The first one is like, no, there is a situation where Manoj and his brother will be like, no, arrested for fake reason, and this inspector make the brother like Manoj to run, go get the gun and hit me if possible. But what he does is, no, instead of go running back to his home to take the gun, he goes to Dushan Singh, like, no, the police officer, to get that to get his brother back. It also metaphorically says that you have this your path where you can go in your bad side or also in the good side, which is up to you to take the path. So he didn't where no when to take the gun. Instead, he goes to the like no police officer place and seeks his help to get out, to get his brother out of that jail. That is a very inspiring content where we can explain to the viewers that this is how the life goes. Like no, you have both the path on your side. It is up to you to take which path you want, whether the good one or the bad one. It's up to you. Then the very second scene is like when Gauri Baya get like he won't get, even in the third attempt he failed, even though like no he won't get into the place where he settled for something like that. So instead of that, okay, I failed, not a problem, I'll make others to win. That is another inspiring scene I love it. Another one is the last scene, then the climax one, when Manoj Sharma passes and he gets into like no IPS cadre. uh, that scene like no he emotionally cries and all his friends all hugs him and all. When you see the background, you can see the different emotions. Not only Manoj have that emotion, the background characters, the people there who are in the background also will be having different kinds of emotion. That is a place where it shows Someone will be getting, no, someone win, someone lose, but it is not the matter. Like, no, everyone cannot win at the same time. But we have to retry again, and we have to cope up with our, challenges, and we have to upcome and overcome all those struggles to win our place, something like that. All these scenes are very inspiring to me.
Yeah, the end scene was very moving when he fell to the
Yeah.
floor and he got the result after 19 years of
Mm,
trying, after
yes.
cleaning toilets, sweeping
Yes.
cleaning floors, and working at a flour
Mm,
mill. All of that hard
mm.
work and perseverance led him,
See,
like all the
another,
focus that he
yeah,
had. Yeah, you
another
go,
scene
Padma. Yeah.
when his, yeah, another scene when his father comes to his place where he lives. He'll say like, no, you don't have to stay here. You come back to our place itself. We'll live with what we are getting. But he says, no, no. What you have taught me is something different. I have to be here to, like, no, to face the struggle and win and to achieve the goal. That is also in a very inspiring scene. Every no person can connect to that scene actually.
Yeah, yeah. And also I love the scene where Manoj he starts acting like a police officer already to help to
Mm.
help his friend Pritam out of jail. I thought that scene was very funny.
Ah, yeah, it's a very moving scene where he tells about his confidence level, the way he came to that place and how he talks to that police officer about the law and order and all. It's so inspiring. Yes, that scene is very,
Yes.
very inspiring. And you can see his face. It shows how confident he is.
Yes.
So that itself it shows that education makes the person very confident. If you are like no educated person, you can speak anywhere. If you're not educated, you cannot. You have to be like hostage to someone, something like that.
Yes. Exactly. And I think, another really great element of the film is that it really demonstrates the characters having faith in themselves and trusting in the process of life. So I know that there was a lot of
Mm,
injustice that he had to deal with,
mm,
but at the same time, like you mentioned the scene with his father, it was a reminder of fighting the good fight, which he did. Not only him, but both he and his father did that. And I think the
yeah.
recognition of them doing that is very beautiful to see. And obviously the scene where he tells his mother about the good news
Mm,
was also just
yeah.
so emotional, wasn't it?
Yeah, the dialogues are very, very intense also. The what his father says after hearing that he got passed. He said, no, I'm going to that government officer, going to say you what you have done to me. See, I am a father of IPS officer. You cannot, like, no, you cannot treat me like that. Some kind of a dialogue he speak. That is also very touching scene, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, very, very touching. And I
Yeah.
mean, I'm curious with the director specifically, have you
Mm.
seen his other films?
Yeah, he has no some of his films are also something like that. Like one film is 12 Fail where he says about uh, the struggle of the rural, like the person who comes from the rural and all. And also he directed many films. Have you seen any of the film, or shall I tell what all the films he have directed already?
No, I haven't heard of him before, but I am curious to see his other films. Apparently, he's a very successful film director, and he's made very good
Yes,
movies. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I'll tell you some of his films. It will be very, very interesting also. Give me the minute.
Yeah, yeah. And also with the actors, so
Yeah,
are they most of them are very well-known actors, right? Like Vikram Massey,
yeah.
who
Okay,
Manish, yeah.
Vikram Masi is Mohan Sharma, and about the director, he have directed PK. That also says about humanity.
Mm, okay.
You. all his film has a message, and it also related to the like the health, mental health of a person.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so that they're worth looking into. That's great. I know that, yeah, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, Manoj, he wanted to make a large impact. He wanted to reform his country, like he talked about in the
Mm,
interview. And it just
mm,
made us even more emotional at the pure joy like that his family and friends had at
mm,
the end when he succeeded. Because obviously in the interview we're not sure if he's going to succeed or not, because he's very honest. He's a little bit too honest. But I
mm,
think
mm.
it's really great that one of the
Yeah.
interviewers actually said that they actually need, the service needs bold and honest people, which Manoj really is.
Mm,
And the movie
yeah.
also shows how, like, just even one person can impact your life forever. Like when he was
Mm,
young and he met
mm,
the IPS officer, who was speaking to in the car, who was also honest,
yeah.
and then he goes to him at the end of the movie and tells him the good news wearing the uniform. That was such
Yes.
a beautiful thing as well.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes like a circle, like the objective of this role model. What is like who you think as a role model, how you achieve that is like making ourselves like in a place where your role model happily sees you. That's what this
yes,
movie had made it. Yeah.
that's very true.
And
Yeah, that's
also
very
in that scene, the car scene, when he releases his brother and him while riding, he'll be asking how to become like you. Manoj will ask to that
true.
officer how to and the officer says only one word: stop cheating.
Hmm, hmm.
And he repeat
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
word when he repeat the same word when Manoj after becoming IPS officer now when he visit to that officer's place he says the same thing like no, you can you remember me, I'm the person, you say this word, you said this word, stop cheating.
Yeah. And that was
Yeah.
those two words changed his life ultimately, didn't it?
Mm.
It made him, like,
Yes.
that fork road where he had to
Yes.
choose his path. That was the deciding factor, that
Mm.
interaction in the car. And I think, a lot of us can
Yes.
relate to that. There's something that has happened when we were younger or at any
Mm.
point in our life where someone, a
Mm.
role model or whoever,
Yeah.
um, tells
One
us something.
person inspired us like yes, usually our
Yeah,
teachers like will be in that place, our kindergarten teacher or the teacher who we see like in our like, body stage usually remember
exactly.
that teacher, the words that teachers said in the classes or something like that. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Like I remember very specific teachers,
uh,
during primary school, high school, university, who I'll
yeah,
never forget. And I'm
yeah,
sure it's the same for you.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
they're very memorable and who have really impacted your life for the better. And I think that the
Mm-hmm.
power of education is really featured in this movie as well. And the fact that good
Mm-hmm.
teachers want their students to lead happy and healthy lives and want them to achieve their
Mm-hmm.
goals. So I'm
Yep.
sure, the actual officer in real life, like in the movie, was so happy for Manoj when he found out that he also became a police officer.
Yeah, the higher grade police officer where the person who really inspired him has to give a salute to him.
Yeah, yeah. Do
Yeah,
you know
something like
anyone?
so.
Do you know anyone, Padma, who has done this particular exam?
There are people like one of my friend who tried a lot and some like some one or two were passed, but there are many have not.
Yeah,
Even though they will be very studious and it is very difficult exam, you have to be master in any one of the subject. Then only you can pass this. It has three different rounds. One is the preliminary, the second one is main exam, and then the interview. The preliminary will be like it's a general knowledge, and the second main exam will be like some you have to select a subject that's related to the like economics or science or something like that, the core subject, and
Mm.
another one is like general English. So it is very difficult. All the questions will be very gentle, and it is difficult to pass. I have seen like few of my friends tried a lot, because being a mass comm journalism, we have a paper where we have to write general studies as a paper. And so more of our classmates used to join in our department to get into civil service, but very few will be get good marks and they'll pass in this exam actually.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that they were saying that people have 4 attempts with this exam,
mm,
and that
mm,
there are 9 of them. There are 9 exams that you have to go through, which sounds like a lot, a lot of
yes,
work, a lot
nine
of
different days.
preparation.
And also you will be having a training session where you will have to face so many exams and tests, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I've mentioned to you, Padma, but my best friend is Indian, and I've been to New Delhi.
Okay,
So
that's
yeah, it
cool.
was 9 years ago, actually, interestingly enough. So I
Okay.
remember it very clearly. We want to go back. It reminded
Uh,
me of that time, and I think
mm,
it's just a really beautiful film. It really touches
mm,
the heart. It stimulates the
yeah.
mind. It has really
Mm,
great characters that we relate to, and the fact that it's
mm,
based on a true story makes
mm,
it even more of a strong storyline.
yes. And also
Yeah.
like no, we have like no India's like no where the places and language, we have so many. You know that, right? Delhi is a place where people will speak in Hindi, and I went to Tamil Nadu. That's like the south side of India. India.
Hmm. Ah,
We
yes.
speak Tamil here. If you're
Right.
coming
Okay.
next time, just give me a message. I'll make you like no. You just visit our place. You can learn more. I can make you like no go to the monuments and the places where you admire. Like no, we have so much to see. Like no, so much to like no, it's inspire things.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'd definitely love to meet you the next time I'm there, to meet you in
Yeah,
person. Yeah.
yes,
I want to ask Padma more about what you do, because your experience is very fascinating. And
yeah,
I love how you do PhD. You're interested in cinema therapy. You have experience as a writer. Can you tell us
yeah.
more about your knowledge? Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I started as my journey, the professional journey. I started as a news producer for a news channel where I we used to no run like no our schedule will be very busily working on the news. Then I went into content writing where I am a freelance writer. I used to work on many different topics, whatever the project comes in, I'll be writing. And also I'm a special correspondent for a lifestyle magazine. That's like no inbox 1305. While I was writing so many articles, and I also doing web marketing, so that is
Hmm.
also an inspiring work where like no it is an interesting work where we have to visit different sites and we have to learn about those sites to make web marketing or social media marketing and that, and we have to write the content according to the Google search, search engine, search the keywords, using the keywords only to search, right? So you have to write the content accordingly, and I have wrote many content for websites,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also worked in news channels, and I also assisted of two ad films for Vijay, the director here. He
Mm.
is a very well-known director, a film director. He worked many films now, and few of his films are very like inspiring. They are like, talks about the same mental health. And then after like getting married and getting all those household chores because of our kids, now I'm placed as a assistant professor where uh, I went to visual communication department where it all deals with media and also like no the content that related to media. Here I work as I teach film studies and media laws and ethics. That is my core subject. And also I work on so many scripts. Like no, whoever the students are bringing their script, I'll read and I'll give some corrections. And about my research, it's like no cinema therapy is a term that came to me through my guide. My guide is like no expert in film studies. He's Dr. V.
Mm.
Prabhakaran. He's a very expert in film studies, and he like no, he relates films with the literature, Tamil literature. We have a very sound and rich literature in Tamil.
Hmm.
So he relates the films for the literature. He was in the films for nearly 20 years. He's very well
Ah,
versed in films, yeah. And he
yeah.
suggested me so many titles, so many insights. He was like while we were discussing about the research, he gave me so many content related to research into the film. And one term he came across is cinema therapy, where I stuck. I thought like,
Mm.
no, this is my place. And I said here to him that I'll go with cinema therapy. Why? Because I have a background of science also. So I did my UG in biotechnology and uh, plant biology and biotechnology. So I thought of like, no, uh, I'll take this particular domain as my research.
That's so great. Like, what a journey, right? It's so good
Yeah.
to have this. I really appreciate you reaching out. And I really like the cinema therapy channel as well that you
Mm,
mentioned.
mm,
It's such a
yeah.
great informative channel. And
Mm-hmm,
with your work, it sounds like you're doing a lot. I studied film as well at university, and I loved it.
mm,
There are
mm,
particular film that's there that I'll never forget. I think it really takes you on the path that you want to be on now. And I'm
mm,
I'm curious in terms of mental health and
mm,
how you take care of your mental health, especially while pursuing a PhD. Would
mm.
you want to tell us a little bit more about how you do that? So how do you look after your mental health?
Yeah, as a like no cinema therapy researcher, I see movie is a like no space where it gives a catharsis effect. We can like no get things. We can relate with the movie. Movie is like one of my stress buster. Actually, like no, not
Mm,
only for me. I have seen people, even my family members. My hubby, he works as a like no news producer in a TV channel where his work will be very hectic. So every day
mm,
he make him he relax watching movie. So
yeah.
he tells that watching movie gives me some relaxation apart from a hectic routine work. I'm getting into a place or getting into that particular place where I'm getting some sort of difference of opinion. Some hero wins there, and that makes me some achievement has been gained through that or something like that. For me, film makes me so cool. It has it particularly in Tamil film, we can see lots of emotion in it. We have
Yeah.
apart from main plot, we will be adding subplots which supporting to the main plot. Even the subplot, a single scene will hit you with a message, and sometimes it
Hmm.
hugs you with a message of goodness. And that
Yeah.
maybe will be your that gives a clarity to a confusing factor which you are going through.
Hmm. Hmm.
A single dialogue makes you comfort. A single song makes you comfort, or something if we are if two couples are having misunderstanding. For example, if I have a misunderstanding with my hubby, even I watch a movie, I'll get a resiliences no, why should we have to fight? No, this is a uh, small matter, some kind of a clarity the movie will give, because movie is to me is the resemblance of our life. It is not a it's not something it has been shown from something new. It's our life in a in a screen, something like that. Some or the other way we can relate with the character, or some or other way we can relate with the situation that in that which which has in that movie or something like that. So movie have the capacity, have the content which can be a therapy for the people. So to me, absolutely, like I can say that movie is a therapeutic content to me.
Yeah, yeah, and I love how you mentioned that, watching movies is a stress
Mm.
booster, and you mentioned other forms of
Yeah,
art as well, how it's very therapeutic.
yeah.
Definitely. Would you, is there anything you want to add about like this specific film or anything that we've talked about today?
Yeah. So this movie, apart from the content, apart from the real story, apart from it's like no, it has like no connection with the reality. It gives the value of education. It gives how the power of education can be portrayed, and also the self belief that uh, the self belief that the main character holds is like no awesome. It's very
Mm-hmm.
important. The self belief is known as a critical component of success, really, isn't it? So everyone can
Yes.
have that self belief on this. That is what this movie gives us, and also the support system. This particular movie gives how others supporting us. No, that support system also very important for someone's achievement. That also being
Mm-hmm.
shown in this movie, and also it shows the how to overcome the societal pressure, something
Yeah.
like no students to succeed academically and the stigma attached to the failure. So we
Mm-hmm.
people, you when thus you are or you believe in yourself, nobody can disturb you, nobody can give a pressure, isn't it? Those
Yeah.
uh, things are like no very clearly demonstrated in this movie. And also it says about the perseverance in the face of diverse adversity. Like
Mm-hmm.
it shows that the determination and hard work, one can overcome even the most significant setbacks. Like no setbacks, like, it's you, if you have that confidence, if you have that hard work, if you put some determination and hard work in your daily, what in your pathway of pathway to achieve your goal, definitely you can uh, overcome any kind of setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So these are
Yes.
the many important themes of this film, and it is so touching and inspiring. It has everything. It has no villain. It has no comedy artist. It has no any subplots and all that is not extra fitted into this content. It is also like no 2 hours of movie is 2 hours of the journey of a person without any
Yeah,
distraction.
it's a very simple film, isn't it? It's a very simple film
Yeah,
with many
yeah,
themes that we've talked about, like honesty,
yeah.
integrity, family
Mm,
sacrifice,
yeah,
collectivism, responsibility,
yes,
struggle, friendship, and justice.
ye-
And I really love the
yes,
points, Padma, where you talk about the importance of self-belief and having a good support system. And with that, we're
yeah,
able to be resilient and
ye-
persevering in the face of adversity.
okay,
And when you
yeah,
mentioned, movies being the resemblance of our lives, a quote of
mm,
mine in my practice is that movies are mirrors. It's very
yeah,
true that we can see ourselves in characters, and we
mm,
can watch ourselves in our own internal external journey on the screen when we actually follow film characters. So I think cinema therapy is very powerful, and I'm so glad that it's something that you're interested in and obviously are very passionate about. And we could talk today about 12th fail, and about
yeah,
your mental health tips. And yeah,
yeah.
it's been great speaking with you today, Padma.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you. It's an opportunity where I can display my like no film from 12 India where we talk about health, and most almost all the films some or other way will be connected to the mental health. It's up to the
Mhm.
audience how they are perceiving it. And this platform, the Movie Health Podcast, is doing its job like know how to perceive a movie, what kind of goodness you can get from the movie. And it's so awesome. And I have listened few of the podcast. It was so awesome and so informative and also inspiring. And I'm very happy that I am also one of the guests in those few. I'm so happy for that.
Thank you. Really, we really, really appreciate this, Padma. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
your support.
yeah,
Thank you.
sure, sure. Thank you, Kat.
The Movie Health Podcast is proudly supported by Telemoods by eClapper Project Inc. Telemoods recommends which movies and TV series to watch by matching the user's mood and real-time offer of all streaming platforms. Download Telemoods today.